As the principal of UBC Vantage College, I'd like to congratulate you on your acceptance to the University of British Columbia, UBC. With over 100 years of history, UBC has a strong reputation for research and teaching excellence. This has consistently placed our university among the best institutions in the world. Acceptance to UBC and Vantage College is highly competitive, and those who are accepted are among the top students in their community. The rest of our video will cover a number of topics, including an in-depth look at the Vantage I programs, the integration of first-year degree coursework with intensive English language preparation, and what to expect with your transition into the second year of your science or engineering degrees. You'll also hear about our unique classroom experiences. Our courses are taught by strong multidisciplinary UBC faculty in small classroom settings. And our Vantage I programs draw on innovative research and teaching excellence to deliver a program unlike anything else. Our students have enriching experiences that provide inspiration and preparation for making a significant global impact through their studies. Today, we'll hear from a student who has had unique experiences of completing her Vantage I program in an online and virtual environment. She'll discuss how she navigated through challenging approaches to classroom learning and some of the lessons she learned during this time. Her first-hand perspective is incredibly insightful for anyone who's interested in completing the Vantage I programs, and for a more thorough understanding of the enriched experience Vantage College is dedicated to providing all of its students. Lastly, we'll be discussing many of the health and wellness resources that are available to you, both at Vantage College and UBC as a whole. Our exceptional academic advisors are available to support you in all aspects of your Vantage and UBC transitions. As a UBC student, you'll also have access to UBC's amazing facilities during your time here. This includes participation in the numerous clubs and events held on both campuses, and many opportunities to meet and engage with your fellow peers in the program and beyond. When you make the decision to accept your offer to UBC, you make the decision to be part of one of the most progressive and inspirational places in the world. UBC Vantage College will be your starting point to grow and develop intellectually and prepare you to succeed in your upper years of your UBC degrees. The potential is yours. Thank you for joining us, and I look forward to meeting you in person this September. I hope you enjoy the rest of your presentations. Over to you, Anka.
Thank you, Joanne. As Joanne mentioned, we are all very excited to see you this upcoming year. Many of you probably have a lot of questions about how the Vantage I programs operate, and I am here to explain to you how it all works. First off, I'm an assistant professor of teaching with the Department of Chemistry, and I've been teaching in the Vantage I science program since 2014. While there are obvious differences in the curriculum of Vantage engineering and science programs, there are a few things that run common throughout all of them. First, by successfully completing the 11-month Vantage program, you will have satisfied all of the requirements to progress into second year of your UBC degree. With the exception of the English test scores, the entry requirements for Vantage I programs are the same as what the respective faculties have. So you will be able to complete the first year of those respective degrees before progressing to year 2. You will also be able to develop your academic English abilities in the program. So for example, if you are taking my course in chemistry, or any course for that matter, you will have an academic English instructor that will be working with you to develop your academic English abilities in the context of chemistry. As an example, the academic English instructors will work with you to understand scientific language required in chemistry lab reports. As a Vantage I student, you are also a UBC student, so you will have access to the same dedicated student services that all UBC students have. Whether that's joining a campus club, participating in varsity sports, or even having access to dedicated student advising to help you plan your UBC degree. The following image will give you a visual sense of what your timeline could look like to achieve your UBC degree after starting in one of the Vantage One programs. Please be aware that depending on your specialization and extracurricular activities, your degree completion time can vary. Now, I will pass it over to Sukh, who is the International Recruitment and Marketing Manager.
Thank you, Anka. Hello, everyone. My name is Sukh, and I'm the International Recruitment and Marketing Manager here at Vantage College. For the remainder of the presentation, we will have a chance to hear from one of the academic English instructors on what the classroom experience is like in the programs, and a current Vantage One science student who will share what her experience has been like in the program this past year. But before all of that, I want to tell you a little bit about our two campuses and the cities where UBC is located. The Vancouver campus is the larger of the two, both in physical size and student population. Located on the western point of the city of Vancouver, approximately 30 minutes from downtown, you will find a place filled with trees, oceans, and mountain views, and all of the amenities that you would expect in a large city of approximately 2.8 million people. Kelowna, on the other hand, is the fastest growing city in BC with over 600 startup companies. It's a place with over 2,000 hours of sunshine in a region with 4 distinct seasons. So think hot, dry summers and cool, snowy winters. To learn more about the different campuses and the cities, I encourage you to watch the Vancouver and Okanagan campus tour presentations. That's all for now. Over to you, Juan.
Thank you, Sukh. Hello, everyone. I am a faculty member in academic English program here at Vantage College at UBC. Among many merits of studying in Vantage One program is the classroom experience that you will get in your first year. At the heart of that classroom experience is the integration of language in the required degree courses, which you will take in your first year. Language is integral to our knowing. We acquire, create, and communicate our knowledge in and through language. In Vantage One program courses, you will be part of dynamic, engaging, and small-sized classroom experiences where you can clearly see a close link between language and knowledge. You will have ample learning opportunities both inside the classroom and outside the classroom to explore and experience how language, particularly the English language, is used to create, represent, and communicate our knowledge in a particular field of study, in writing and in speech. I understand many of you might be feeling anxious and uncertain about whether and how well you could manage a university level study in English that is not a first language for many of you. In Vantage One program, we want to help you see yourselves not as a non-native speaker of English with a limited proficiency, but as a confident multilingual university student and or a junior scholar. In supporting your learning journey, Academic English program provides 2 streams of required courses. One of them is LLED 200 or 201. In this course, you will receive explicit instructions on general academic English writing or academic literacies. You will learn about important strategies, theories, and skills of research-based academic writing. The other course offered by Academic English program is VAN 140. VAN 140 is a course linked with other required degree courses that you will be taking in your first year, such as chemistry, physics, in science, or engineering. In VAN 140, you will be engaged with dynamic, innovative, thought-stimulating, and highly relevant projects and activities to learn about how a language is used in a particular discipline, helping you learn to write, read, speak, and think like a psychologist, like a sociologist, like an engineer, like a scientist, for example. Together with these courses, academic English program instructors who are highly qualified and experienced provide one-on-one consultation meetings for individual students throughout the year in the form of what's called AEP tutorials. AEP tutorials is a space where you can bring your questions or concerns about anything related to academic writing or academic studies in a safe and friendly setting. Many students have indeed expressed their genuine appreciation for how a great deal of learning had happened, not only in the classroom, but also in this type of small size, one-on-one, face-to-face conversation with AEP instructors where you can receive individualized feedback and support. Through the learning experiences here in Vantage One program, all faculty and staff members, we believe that you will be well prepared for your continuing studies at UBC. That is because what you are gonna get in your first year in the Vantage One program will not only help your first year study, but also support your future years at UBC. All the knowledge, skills, capacities, and most of all, confidence that you will gain and you will develop as a junior scholar, as an academic writer, will be carried through with you into your second year and beyond, leading to success in your academic journey at UBC and beyond in your personal and professional life journey as a critical and creative thinker, writer, and speaker. Together with everyone in the Vantage community, I look forward to meeting you all in person in the fall. Over to you, Sukh.
Thanks so much, Juan. I know the students are in good hands with you and the rest of the academic English instructors. For the next section, I want to share some of the resources that are available to you to help you succeed in the Vantage One programs. While this is not a full list, these are just a few of the resources that you can use in your path towards success. All instructors in the Vantage One programs have regular office hours. These are opportunities for you to connect with your instructors and work through challenges you may have in the course materials and the concepts. Not only that, it's a great way to get to know your instructors and learn about any research projects that they may be involved in. And who knows, maybe you could participate in one of their research projects later on in your degree. Attend the advisor workshops. I cannot emphasize enough the value of these workshops. You will learn what academic success means in the Vantage One programs, and your advisors will share resources with you on how you can manage your time effectively, study tips, and how to access important campus resources. Outside of these workshops, your advisors are regularly available. Be sure to reach out and connect with them early and often throughout the year to make sure that you're pointed in the right direction. Use your cohort effectively. And by that, I mean your fellow classmates. You're going to be surrounded by intelligent people, and because of the small class sizes within the Vantage One programs, it lends itself to a great learning structure. This can help you create a network of support within your peers so that you can all work towards success together. You'll also give yourself the chance to make new friends with people from around the world. If you have any questions about the resources on campus, just remember, your academic advisors can help you find them. So up next, I would like to welcome one of our current students in the Vantage One program, McAfee. McAfee is a student in the Vantage One Science program. Her home is in Lome, Togo, a country in West Africa. She is also the 2020 Vantage College Excellence Award winner. Welcome, McAfee, and thank you for joining us.
Hi. Thank you for having me.
So I have a few questions that I'd like to ask you. And the first one is, what were some of the biggest surprises and adjustments for you when you began your studies at UBC Vantage College last September?
I think the most important thing was self-discipline, because comparing high school to university is like there's no transition. Yeah, let me say it that way. There's no transition. For example, in my high school, I usually have everything planned. I had time to prep, time to go to maybe social activities, trying to do sport, trying to do everything basically. I just needed to do it. But then in university, I needed actually to plan those things myself. Maybe from choosing my courses to planning my daily life is like quite challenging. But then I think, yeah, I've been able to do it. Yeah. So right now I have like a daily timetable, a weekly timetable, and then a monthly timetable. So yeah, it's going well. Yeah. That's the important thing. Self-discipline. Yeah.
Well, that's excellent advice. And you also happen to be beginning your degree in a very unusual year, too. So, what is a typical day like for you in the Vantage One program and in your day-to-day life?
My day actually starts afternoon, and yeah, I still grab my breakfast afternoon and a cup of coffee, and I get ready for my classes. My classes usually start around 5 p.m. and the latest end at like 9 p.m. That's for like weekdays. But then when I have lab classes, I can go till 1 a.m. in the morning. And I don't usually have time in the weekdays to talk to my friends because of the shifting in the time zone. But I always make sure in the weekend, for example, I go out with a couple of friends.
In what ways did Vantage One prepare you for the second year of your degree and onwards here at UBC?
I actually think the fact that we get the opportunity to do other subjects that are not really related to our main course or main program we want to pursue is actually a good thing. But then one main thing I actually cherish the most about Vantage One program is the English courses we take. Actually, before before starting my classes, I actually thought taking English classes would be just maybe learning about adjectives, learning about how to conjugate verbs. But then in UBC or in Vantage, it goes beyond that. Like I'm in first year and I'm actually learning how to write research papers already. I'm writing I'm writing about very complicated topics that we might maybe doing in third year. So I think I'm getting academically mature than most students nowadays. Like just thanks to the Vantage program I'm in.
That's excellent, McAfee. I appreciate you sharing that. It's actually a really common misconception that people have too, where they think they're going to get here and the courses are just going to be like adjectives, as you put it, and just very basic English knowledge transfer. But it's so much more than that. And it sounds like you were able to tap into those resources to really develop.
And the fact that we get to choose a research question and work on it during the summer is actually very exciting. And yes, right now I've been reading articles and papers about modeling, which is not supposed to be done in first year. So I think I'm getting ahead of like most students.
I'm so glad to hear that. And speaking of like getting ahead, have you thought about which major that you will end up pursuing?
I was actually sure that I wanted to like major in computer science. I think I would like a more diverse major, maybe mixing computer science with something like chemistry or something like physics, not like straight computer science. Yes, I'm thinking of maybe doing a double combined major or three combined major instead. So I'm very excited because now I'm thinking of like other aspect of life or other aspect of science I haven't been thinking like about before.
That's excellent. Yeah, I mean, with the way the programming and the degree planning is set up here, there's a lot of options for how you can set up your degree and really have an interdisciplinary approach to what you want to study. So yeah, chemistry and computer science, that's quite an interesting choice. And Thinking back to September, when your program first started, if you could go back in time to your first day at UBC, what advice would you give to yourself?
Don't panic. Like, no matter what, don't panic. Just take a deep breath. I remember lately, I panicked. I panicked. Like, I really panicked. And then I took my phone. I emailed my advisor and I told her that I'm about to, like, I want to go. I don't want to continue this anymore. Like, I'm stressed out. Like, I don't want it anymore. But then after that, I took the time to think myself about, like, how actually it's okay to be stressed out. I mean, it's normal. Being stressed is like the way we breathe. You get the air in, but then you have to get something out. So when you are stressed, it means that something needs to get out. So it's okay to be stressed, not panic.
Yeah. I mean, it just goes to show that university is not necessarily meant to be easy, but the resources are there for you to take advantage of to get through all of those challenges. What do you look forward to the most for the second year of your UBC degree?
I always want to represent UBC, like at national competitions or international competitions, but right now what I'm looking for the most for my second year, going to my third year, is being able to give a talk about a topic that fascinates me, which is gender equality. I want to give a talk at TEDx UBC. Yeah, it is like it has always been my dream to share my opinion in front of a large public. So I think TEDx UBC is an opportunity that I need to seize. So I'm really excited for that.
Well, when that moment for your talk comes, be sure to send me an invitation. And when it comes to living on campus, is that something that you're going to be doing next year?
I'm really excited to go on campus next year. And even before next year, if I get my study permit.
Thank you, Makafui. I appreciate you taking the time to join us on this video call today to connect with the future UBC students.
Thank you also for having me. It is a pleasure.
Thank you all for joining us for this presentation. And remember, if you have any questions, you can email us at apply@vantagecollege.ubc.ca. Best of luck to you all, and we hope to see you real soon. Bye for now.